What is up, guys? I am Vincent Kenny, back after a long time, and seeing how it's a new year, new beginnings, all that stuff. I figured now is a perfect time as ever to do a kind of state of the channel, just go over how the past year has been, the highs, lows, and kind of my plans going forward for the future. And obviously, the big thing is what happened to the show, why did I stop uploading videos, all that other stuff. Um, and as much as I would like to say there's one concrete reason, or I was working on this big project or whatever, the simple fact is this: life got in the way. October was a very busy month in terms of games. You had The Witcher, Ghostbusters, um, Luigi's Mansion, Outer Wilds, Outer Worlds, a bunch of different games. I think there was like 4 games I wanted that month, and I had to settle for like 3 because I just didn't have enough time or money to buy and play them all. So that was already a lot. And then on top of that, you had stuff like I had recently moved in the span of 3 months, so having to move everything all over again, pack, do all that other stuff was already time consuming. It was also my anniversary to my lovely girlfriend, so that obviously took a lot of my time. And it just, in general, it was just a very busy month for me. And obviously that did push things behind. But one of the biggest factors was, and kind of one of the biggest announcements for 2020 going forward is, um, in September, I decided that I was going to get rid of War of the Wallets as a segment on the podcast and make it its own show. And the reason I'm choosing to do that is because it, all my guests have been great and amazing, but in terms of a podcast segment, it doesn't really work that well because it was just me spewing numbers and reading data and all this other stuff. And my guests, they'd try as much as they could, but it would just be a lot of them reacting, going like, yeah, interesting, okay, cool. Like there wasn't really a lot to bounce back off of. Um, so the reason I've decided to break it off into its own show, and it's going to be a visual show. There's gonna more or less just be not directly off the cuff, but kind of just more relaxed, more kind of just impersonal video where I just sit down and I discuss the numbers and the facts. Just me to you, to the viewers, and that way it allows us to have graphs and charts and numbers so you can physically see it. You don't have to just hear me spew these numbers. You can physically see and compare and contrast yourself. And by extending it into its own show, we can go into the real nitty gritty of uh, very minute stuff like different genres, different ratings, different developers, all these little super minute details that nobody else is going to care about. Now, if you're really interested in that, it's going to be its own separate show. And the plan going forward is that the podcast is still going to be the same. It's still going to be the first Sunday of the month. And then around the 15th, the midpoint of the month, that's when we'll do War of the Wallets. That way, you're getting a video every 2 weeks. The channel is a lot more active. There's something for you guys to engage in as opposed to going months at a time without uploads. And of course, that brings us to the upload schedule for now. Because we just uploaded September yesterday. So the plan going forward is that for each Sunday in the month of January, we're going to, is going to be the previous month and we're going to catch up. So by the end of January, hopefully we'll be back on track. Everything's going to be good and all that. September, I had recorded and everything done. And part of the reason I didn't release the September episode was that I wanted to do the September War of the Wallet, but seeing how we're so far out now, it doesn't really make a lot of sense to break down and do each month's War of the Wallet. So what the plan is that I'm going to um, just do one big lump video that goes over 2019 as a whole for War of the Wallets and PS Plus and Xbox Live. And then going forward, it's going to be a monthly thing, and then we'll. So hopefully, we should be back on schedule at the end of the month. Um, I have because obviously like I said, I had the September episode done. Unfortunately, me and my friend, Mr. Philip McCabe, who was on the September episode, he's coming back for the October. I can announce that now. He and I have not recorded the October episode right now, so that might be out of order. I might have to do November and then October. But key goal is by the end of the month, everything's going to be caught up and everything's going to be fine. But yes, going into 2020, my goal for this channel is to just keep making a product you guys will be love, or a product I can be proud of, and I'm really looking forward to listening to your feedback, listening to how I can improve the show, make it better, different guests you want to see, all that other stuff. Because it's very much started off just as like a side project, just something that I was like, oh, I'll do this as a fun, as a whim, just kind of get my name out there. And it's really been a blast, and it's something I've been proud to do. Um, not necessarily to say I haven't been proud to do my other previous works on YouTube, but I think this is something that I absolutely believe in. I stand by. This is the goal has always been be something you would want to see yourself. And I think this is something that I really do believe in, that this is a great product. I think um, my hope for the show is that it only grows and expands. And again, the end of the day, this is not even to boost myself or to boost all these games. It just the simple fact has always been that like I believe in PlayStation Plus. I think PlayStation Plus is a great service. And going into PS5, I know it's going to continue to be a great service. However, the console shakes up and all that other stuff. But yeah, so hopefully by the end of the month we will be caught up. I apologize thoroughly for falling behind, because this channel means so much to me. And you guys have an amazing, wonderful day, and I will see you guys on the next episode of the Unofficial PlayStation Plus podcast.